Pranesh, I believe you also had a question for Dr. Ranganathan.
Right, JVC Sriram, Dr. Ranganathan with us. Doctor, this is not an isolated instance. We've discussed this, the kind of traction that our coverage gets and the trust that people repose in us, I mean the viewers. And this is not a trend just on social media. Hard numbers are here. Bharat voted for Times Now.
Yes. No, morning Pranesh and everyone again. Heartiest congratulations. But I have to say this. Earlier when we were growing up, Boost used to be the secret of our energy. We have to ask, what is the secret of your energy, especially Navika? I remember all those trips at 48, 49 degrees in Banaras and in Delhi. And so it's truly, I think, when you put in the hard hours, when you put in the tough, everything that goes along with the election, the rigmarole, quote unquote heat and dust, as the phrase goes, it showed. I think it showed the extent to which your entire team was prepared to go to get even the smallest of soundbites from the most, again, quote unquote, insignificant of people. But in the end, those were the so-called insignificant people who played the most important
role. And you were
role.
talking about Navika Kumar. She's now joining us, Group Editor-in-Chief, Navika Kumar with us. Navika, ma'am, we have Dr. Ranganathan, JVC Sriram, as also Meghna.
Yes.
Well, that's right. We've seen so many elections together, Pranesh. I don't know what number of elections this would be, because from 2006 here on Times Now, we've been covering elections. So we've seen the 2009 elections, we've seen the 2014, 19, and now 2024. And the dominance of Times Now has continued. It's been a team that has delivered election after election, and we're grateful to our viewers who have supported us, blessed us, and been with us through these years. Young ones who've joined in lately, the old ones who've stayed with us. A big thank you going out to each one of them. And of course, our panelists who stuck through so many elections that we've done, whether it is general elections or state elections. We've been a team that's been together, that's rocked together, and my deep heartfelt gratitude to all of them who've been with us. Anand Ranganathan, JVC, there is Sabha Naqvi, there is R. Rajagopalan, we've had Lokesh Jindal, Tehseen Poonawala, Sanjay Jha. To each one of our panelists, my deepest gratitude for sticking with us. And once again, it's not just about being number one. It is about the fact that we carry the trust of the people, and we come up and meet the expectations of our viewers as a team that has the best information, the most credible information, the inside stories, all the makings of a political potboiler that come out bang on every single time. And that truly is the hallmark of a team that has worked very hard, and a team that has stayed with their eyes on the ball. That's what this is about. And Anand Ranganathan with us, JVC with us. Anand, to you first. You've seen us and been with us on several occasions, on several elections. What was your sense this time? And why do you think, we happen to be the best election team in the country?
One, Navika, I know it for a fact because I was witness to it. You have worked harder than any politicians fighting for his or her seat in covering these elections. I'm not joking. And second question, which would be directly to you, is that what is the secret of your energy? Is it just the fact that you're a Punjabi?
Well, sometimes, Anand, it is the passion that drives you, not necessarily the energy at your command. And frankly, reporting elections is a passion with us, and that becomes a recharged battery for us to keep going through elections. And you've been with us, so you know how passion works sometimes better than physical energy. That's what keeps us going.
Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely.
JVC, coming to you. What do you think? This election. Yes, every single pollster has gone wrong. Having said that, a lot of behind the scenes stories. Is that what makes elections and their coverage on television just so gripping?
Exactly, Navika ji, because the kind of coverage which we had, the analysis, the stories which we brought about, and the analysis, and those were the highlights. And most importantly, we had fierce difference of opinion with other panelists, but the kind of decency and decorum which we maintained, and after the debates, the kind of bonhomie which we shared with either with Tishin Poonawalla or Lokesh Jindal or Sanjay Jha, and that made it wonderful. It was like kind of a teamwork, trying to give to the people the best and the latest information, and the fastest one also, and with maximum accuracy. Yes, all the pollsters had got it wrong, but we also found out why we got it wrong and where we got it wrong, and we were honest in admitting to people where we went wrong and where we went right, and that adds a lot of credibility to the newsroom itself. And you were simply awesome, along with the other anchors, Madhav and Padmaja and Pranesh and others, who made this show entertaining and also highly energetic. And as you rightly said, it is pure passion. It was a passion on display which brought the people to our screen. And that's what I would like to say.
Well, thanks, JVC. As we thank our viewers for their support, I also thank each and every member of the Times Now team. There are people in front of the camera, people like Madhav, Padmaja and myself who are in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, there is an army that works. Every single reporter on the ground, every single video journalist on the ground, every single live view operator on the ground, our output desk, our input desk, which gets in information from every corner of the country. They are our unsung heroes. Apart from that, we have our guest coordinators who work round the clock time in getting the biggest cases on air. We also have people
our social media teams, Navika, as well.
Absolutely, and people in our production team, people in our graphics team, people in our tech team, every single person on the team who works around the clock, who thinks of new ideas, who thinks of new elements, and puts them all on the screen in one big army that makes it all come together. So thank you to each one of them, Sharif, Ranga, each of our directors, every graphics person, to each of them, a big thank you for just keeping up the spirit, keeping up the passion, because frankly, as I always believe, physical energy is one part of it, but it is the passion that keeps us going. And Pranesh, to you and Meghna, always bring it on, more elections. We'll keep going, and we'll carry the baton forward. And thank you to each one of you who's been there, struck it around. We've given up our weekends, we've given up our leaves, but all worth it, especially on a day when you see the numbers and the ratings, and makes us all as a team feel, well, it was well worth it. Over to you, Meghna.
Well, thank you so much, Navika. One quick question before I let you go. How does it feel? From boycotted anchor, you became the place where the topmost leaders from the opposition ranks were ready to come here, and one of them, in fact, complimented you, saying that it's good to see that old school journalism. None other than Salman Khurshid had complimented it. It is all about perception, isn't it, politics? But when it comes to media, that Times Now stuck to its ground, that despite any kind of pressure which may have been put on us, that we will do our due diligence to our viewers, and no matter what, get both sides of the political corridors, and I think we delivered there, Navika.
Well, Meghna, some will say good things about you, some will say bad things about you. There will be troll armies out there. There will be some who will stand by you. But it's all part of the game. No hard feelings. It's just that we, especially me, after 3.5 decades, it doesn't really matter who thinks what about you so long as you keep going. Nice things always sound good. Bad things sometimes do upset us. But then who cares? We have to carry on with our jobs. And this is something that I learned in my years of covering various ministries. And may I just dare say, share that, anecdote with you. After covering, let's say, a ministry for 25 years, when there used to be a change in guard, we used to go meet the new ministers. The peons, the guards sitting outside ministers' offices, they remain the same. We as reporters remained the same. Governments came and went. That's the way things go. So yes, we've seen many summers, many winters. Political parties and their fortunes go up and down, but we are there, constantly bringing and doing our job of bringing the stories to the people, to our viewers. That's the only accountability that we have, and we will continue to be accountable to our viewers, universe, and we just keep hoping that we get their love and their support week after week, day after day, year after year. That's all that we want. That's all that we pray for. So thank you, viewers. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for keeping your trust in us and showering us with your blessings. Thank you, viewers.
Well, always a journalist at heart, aren't you, Navika? Thank you so much for leading Times Now, the entire brand of Times Now, forward throughout the election season, which is why the people here, the Bharat, our entire nation, has today voted for Times Now. Thank you, everyone, for entrusting your trust with us, and this is something that we will ensure that we keep up your faith by ensuring that you always get the fastest, most accurate news, but also the analysis is going to tell you the story behind the story. Never partisan, always from both sides of both the ideological as well as the thought divides. Thank you so much for entrusting your trust in us. With that, a short break.